I was at Bronx Con 3 today, and I picked up a big stack of comics. But before that, I picked up an even bigger stack of comics. What key issues do we come away with? Well, let's take a look up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, comic book community. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. I was out hunting today and got a lot of books. I got more books than I anticipated I was going to get. Some really cool books to show you. But first, like, comment, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. You know what to do there. Instagram, Bronzeville_comics. Whatnot, Bronzeville_comics every Monday night at 10 o'clock. Probably going to see several of these books in that Whatnot sale tomorrow night, and also link to the eBay store in the description. So check everything out there. So there was the third Bronx Con went on today, thanks to Lone Wolf Comics and Yasu Collectibles. They did an amazing job getting this organized. It's the third time they did it. They did, I believe, a show. Was it last spring and then one in the fall? No, I think they did one in the fall, one earlier this year. Now this is the third one. They've been very aggressive at getting these shows into the Bronx, and gets bigger each time. More people in the community involved there, and it was a really great time. I spent more time talking comics than I actually spent buying comics, but I bought some comics, and it was just great to connect with other members of the community that you see from time to time. Everybody, it's the springtime, getting out and about and enjoying this hobby. So before that, I got up bright and early, and I went to the Meadowlands. They have that flea market of the Meadowlands. I tried to go there last week, but unbeknownst to me, there was a Coldplay concert. Or they were doing concerts there, and I got some books. So there were some dollar bins there that I was diving through and found some good stuff. And kind of when you're going through dollar bins, sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble. These are probably in the $3 to $5 range, most of these books. Some of them I'm just going to keep in the personal collection. But here are some of the more fun books that I came across. Clive Barker's Ecto Kid. I had featured this book in one of my Marvel 1990s videos. This is a book that does go for a little bit of a premium and high grade. So it looks nice. I'm going to see if it looks nice enough to potentially put maybe in a 9.8 pre-screen. I'd come across this recently. It's got a bit of a crease right there. No, the other way, right there. It's G.I. Joe 26. This is the Origin of Snake Eyes second print. And that's because it's a 75 cent price. Most of these were dollar books. A few of them were like $2. Other than the books at the end, I don't think I paid more than like $2.50 for anything. Inhumans #1. Unfortunately, they did not have what was it, 5? The first Yelena below. They have #1. Hey, if you're going to a flea market, you got to come home with a Piebok. And this is a newsstand, right? Piebok the Pyro Scroll. There is some spec that he will be in the Secret Invasion film. I had like half a dozen of these books, or the Secret Invasion Disney Plus series. If he's not, then I'd waste all that money. Green Lantern 51. Been coming across this quite a bit recently. First cover appearance of Kyle Rayner, and I had talked about the other day a video about Green Lantern keys related to the HBO Max series. They haven't started filming the series yet, but Kyle Rayner will in all likelihood be in that series. There were a lot of these Batman animated series books, so I grabbed a few of them. Most of these were $1, so you can't go wrong with that. Gotham Adventures #1. That's a nice book. Not in the highest of grade, but that's a cool cover there. All based on the animated series. This is a nice cover from that run. #3. Kind of predates these variant covers with the figure of variants. Scarface cover. This is a sought-after cover from Batman and Robin Adventures. Early appearance of Harley Quinn. So just picked up a few of these. Thought those were pretty cool. War Machine #1. Photo variant cover of Star Wars Darth Maul from the Dark Horse run. Cool book. I found some nice Wonder Woman covers. This nice Boland cover. And a couple of Adam Hughes covers that I thought were particularly cool. These were almost all these books were $1. Captain Britain and the MI-13. This is the issue where Blade joins the team. And since we saw Blade with the Black Knight, and, you know, maybe and that took place in England, maybe some of that spec will come to fruition. And then I got these two connecting copies. I think I paid a little bit more for these. The rest of these books I got from Will, who sells at the flea market quite often. And Batman vs. Predator, both variant covers. This needs a press, but it's a nice copy of Warlock #9. I think that's when the series switches. It definitely needs a press. Ms. Marvel. This is a really clean copy. #20. Late in the run of her book. And two more books from the flea market. Picked up this, Invaders 23, which is the first appearance of Scarlet Scarab, who is the father of Mark Spector's wife in the Moon Knight series. And, you know, is she the second Scarlet Scarab? She's definitely the daughter of the Scarlet Scarab. So, nice clean copy there. And then I picked up a Spider-Gwen #1. I got this a little below fair market value, so I thought I don't have much Spider-Gwen in the collection, so I thought that was a pretty cool pickup. So that was most of the pickup from the flea market. Then I went to the Bronx, got into the show, and picked up another big stack of books. Gonna go through, not all of them. And what I tried to do is a lot of dealers there, you know, I've dealt with before, establish, you know, a relationship, so I try to... you know, I try to give them a little bit of business. Try to buy something from everybody, especially if I'm going to talk to them. I'm not going to, you know, try not to walk by. So I got this. Dario was setting up. I think it was the first time he was selling. So this, I thought, was a really cool cover. Everything subby is really hot right now. So a nice mid-grade copy of Incredible Hulk #118. Really cool Herb Trimpe cover. And I don't say that phrase too often. Got to pick up a Ms. Marvel #1 this week. By the way, I really enjoyed the first episode of the series. I know some people are complaining about it, that it's too, like, you know, Disney Channel and too, you know, teeny bop. But two things in terms of perspective. I watched it with my daughters. My younger daughter wasn't terribly interested, but my 12-year-old loved the show, and she really identified with the character. And as a high school teacher, I'm like, I thought the performance was great. I thought that the Kamala Khan character was true. I've taught that kid, you know, not specifically that kid, but so indicative of what a kid is at that age, you know, and especially got the flightiness and the into the superheroes. I thought it was really cool. I thought she was very, very charming. Had just a great screen presence, and as they're building towards a possible Young Avengers or Champions team, you know, you got America Chavez, who I think just knocked it out of the park in Multiverse of Madness, and now you got this. And the first episode, there wasn't much superhero stuff, but I do like the fact that they Marvel is allowing these stories to develop. They told the story of this individual apart from being a superhero. And it's interesting. I think there are a lot of parallels between Kamala Khan and Peter Parker. You know, teenager, kind of an outsider, trying to fit in, all of a sudden stumbles across superpowers. And how do they handle that? And, you know, all the people are saying, this is too much about teenagers, this and that, were probably enthralled because they identified with Peter Parker as a teenager back in the day. Dario also threw in a couple of Bronze Age Metal Men books. That's just going to go in the PC. I found some Batgirl Rebirth books, #1. I don't think I got a great deal, but I just really like both of these covers, 25 and 30. Those are just gorgeous covers. And Batgirl is coming to HBO Max in some format. I don't know if it's HBO Max movie or theatrical release yet. I picked up a couple copies of this at different vendors, which is Firestorm. What number is this? Number 24, first appearance of the Blue Devil. He had one of these inserts. DC was doing a lot of this at the time, sort of like the New Teen Titans in DC Comics Presents 26, or the All-Star Squadron in Justice League 198. Captain Carrot had a preview in a New Teen Titans book. And Comic Tom recently did a video on undervalued keys, talking specifically about the Fury of the Firestorm run. So I picked up this issue, 35, first appearance of Weasel. If you saw the Suicide Squad movie by James Gunn, I loved the Weasel character. Thought he was absolutely hilarious. And if James Gunn's going to do more Suicide Squad, Weasel's going to be in it because the motion capture was done by Sean Gunn, James's brother. So I'm sure he's going to want to keep his brother involved in those projects. So this is a really undervalued key. Got that for almost nothing. Then I also picked up, it's kind of like a lot of people had like, 5 books for $20 kind of deal. Wonder Twins #1. I know that the project was canceled, but it might rear its head again. This is a really clean-looking copy of Spider-Man 2099. We know we're getting Miguel O'Hara in the next Spider-Verse film. G.I. Joe #53, a Marvel 25th anniversary book. This book I was kind of surprised to find, Peacemaker #1. Right? I have the whole series in my PC, but that's a good book. This goes a little bit along with an announcement we saw this week. Moonstone's first appearance. It's a reasonably sharp copy there. This book was on hot lists a couple of months ago. People have forgotten about it now, but it's Grendel #1, the first female Grendel. But notice, it is a newsstand copy. Okay, it's hard to get really pricing data on the newsstand. I'm not sure how unusual that was for Comico back in the 80s. This is a book, I picked up a bunch of these early on, and then some people got wise to it. I know Otto loves this book, and you got to keep an eye out if you're looking for the first issue or the first issue of the ongoing series. There was a mini-series first, and that's Mask. Have been some rumblings that there could be a property based on this, and this is a nice clean copy, first issue of the mini-series, which is worth more than the ongoing series. This book I've been picking up in higher grade, which is Flash 1, which is the first time we see Wally West as the Flash proper. He gets his old costume back, really, after the death of Barry Allen. And if you watch the video I dropped yesterday talking about the problems that Ezra Miller has been causing, I think it's altogether possible that Warner Brothers Discovery is going to go with a Wally West rather than, and just not recast the Ezra Miller role, but just move to another Flash. Picked up this. I had gotten the issue before this on Whatnot this week, and this is Spectacular Spider-Man 99. This is the first cover appearance and second overall appearance of Spot. Speculation, unconfirmed, that Spot will be the villain in the new Spider-Verse film. And then I actually got these from different vendors. Some key books from this series, the 52 run. Issue 7 is the first appearance of Kate Kane in current continuity. Issue 11 is the first appearance of Kate Kane as Batwoman. Now, they did cancel the CW series, and it was one of the early moves by Discovery upon merging with Warner Brothers to kind of clean things up, right? And the show had been, one of the middling shows, let's say, for the CW. And, had the problems where Ruby Rose left after the first season, and they had to have a new Batwoman. Here's my theory. It makes sense that at some point they kind of clear the deck of the CW Batwoman, because maybe we'll see that character at some point in one of the properties related to the Matt Reeves The Batman film. We already know that we're getting a couple of HBO Max series, a Penguin series, and Arkham Asylum series. Could at some point we see Batwoman in that continuity? I think that might be why they cancel CW, get her ready for bigger things. First appearance of this incarnation of Isis, who is in the comics, and I believe is going to be in the movie, the wife of Black Adam. And then just 52 number 45, this classic Black Adam cover. Just couldn't resist that. And my Jaime Reyes, copy of Infinite Crisis 3, the sketch variant. I've been big on Jessica Cruz. A couple copies of her first cameo appearance in Green Lantern 20. I picked up this book. The rest of the books I actually got from Erod. The bigger books I got from Erod. This is the second appearance of Moondragon. She first appears in, what is it, Iron Man, I'm going to say 51, but don't hold me to that, as Madame McEvil. Here she appears as Moondragon. We get her origin. This is a nice, pretty high-grade copy. So I think a lot of people are thinking maybe Moondragon will come in the next Guardians film. I think that's altogether possible. Can't pass this up. Infinite Crisis 5, we've seen photos leaked of the costume of the Blue Beetle in costume for that movie. It's going to be a theatrical release. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. And I've been picking that book up for well over a year. I've also recently been picking up copies of this book whenever I can come across a nice high-grade copy, and that's Miracle Man #1. We know that Marvel is introducing him into the comic book lore. I mean, this is a great comic book. Just standalone, story and art. Alan Moore kind of reinventing the character. The character was originally a British knockoff of Captain Marvel, the Fawcett Shazam Captain Marvel. When Fawcett stopped publishing comics and the British publisher needed to just keep publishing comics, they just kind of changed a little bit of the character and created Marvel Man at the time because it was released by Eclipse in the 80s. They couldn't use the Marvel title, so they went Miracle Man. This is a great comic book. I remember reading it at the time. I love it. I pick this up all the time. And then the final book I picked up, it's mid-grade, but recent announcement. This was a great book to pick up. Incredible Hulk, right? 449, the first appearance of the Thunderbolts. So, again, this is kind of mid-grade. It's got some issues on the back. But this book is primed to take off. And, Erod said, you caught me not repricing that. So, that was a great book to pick up. Let me know what you think of the pickups there. It was a great Saturday to be out and get some books. So I didn't get anything too huge. I have just like a small number of books that I'm looking to spend a lot of money on right now. So I'm picking these books up. A lot of them, as I said, you'll see on Whatnot tomorrow night if you tune in at 10 o'clock. And I'm going to be putting some slabs up. Some really good slabs, some, other slabs that I have. But I will be starting them not at $1. I'll be starting them close to, but below fair market value. When I want to sell something, I look at fair market value and look at something that's like, if fair market value is $300, I'm not going to start it at $400. I'm not going to list it on eBay for $400. I want it to sell. So we're going to start it a little bit south of that. I got to, research those slabs up. So, check me out. Whatnot, 10 o'clock Mondays. I'm still trying to organize an enormous collection. And when we get that done, we'll be breaking that down. And I'll be kind of scheduling my Whatnots hopefully a little further in advance and have a little more theme nights. But at any rate, let me know what you think of the pickups. Have you been out to shows recently? Are they starting in your area? I know, like, where I live in the tri-state area of New York City, you can go to a show every weekend and maybe both days of the weekend. I might go to a show tomorrow morning. So, in the meantime, you can check out a couple of other videos that I've done. And this is Jim saying, until next time, enjoy your comics.